Blog Talk Radio.
Elena Radford was born in Peru and lived most of her life in South America. She came from a lineage that stemmed from an ancient Inca culture. This lineage of people possessed unique abilities that allowed them to see on many levels other than just the physical realm. Elena Radford had access to some of these spiritual gifts even at a young age. She had the ability to connect to other realities besides the physical realm, such as the soul, spirit, conscious, subconscious, and DNA. These sacred gifts have been carried throughout her lineage to her people to empower themselves. Elena wants to share her life experiences to allow her to bring the knowledge and wisdom we are seeking by telling us her story about how she became an Inca shaman and why she is so dedicated to empowering us in the new way of life that brings love and connection. She made contracts of love with her ancestors that allow her to channel and communicate their knowledge to the world as it is now. The message is that this knowledge will create a better world. Elena's teleseminars allow her to teach some of these techniques. Please visit www.elenaradford.com for more information. And now, welcome to Elena Radford.
Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today, Monday, with you and be able to share my message and the message of my ancestors and be able to empower ourselves in the new ways to come. And I say new ways to come, but I should say also in the old ways. What it used to work in the past as a balance, it's what's coming back to ourselves. So let me bring my light worker, one of my ancient ancestors, and I'm going to channel him. And the story that he has for us. The story is the story of anxiety. And so let me go into my heart. I have to make sure that I'm connected heart to heart. All right. So he's showing me at this valley, and it was a beautiful, beautiful place when I can see these people that are dressed in their clothing from those times. And I see this man that he's just wearing, he doesn't have a top. He's just like, for what I'm seeing, it's a beautiful place and there's a lot of vegetation. So probably it's the jungle somewhere. And he looks really happy and he looks happy. And he's looking at this beautiful, at his wife at the time. And he's smiling to her and he's full of energy and he feels like he can conquer the world and there's no limitations. He feels so safe and confident because he can feel the love of her. And she's looking at him and he's just turning around and he's very strong and he's going to go and do what he needs to do in his everyday journey. You know, he's built for the environment. So I don't know exactly what's the type of work that he does, but it probably has to do with being strong in a physical level. That even that energy, being strong in a physical level, comes from the love that he can feel from this woman. So they're really happy. They're very, very happy. And then he's looking at her and says, "Here, follow me. Let me show you what I built." So she goes and they're holding hands and then suddenly she sees this and he's building like a beautiful cabin or, you know, for us in a primitive way, but to him is his love and everything that his demonstration, his manifestation of the love that he has for her. So as you can see, he's communicating to her and showing this to her. This is what we're creating together. So the love that they have for each other is so strong that energetically, in a cellular level, they're communicating. This is the beauty of the communication of love, the connection, and the productivity, the ideas, everything that you can think about in a high frequency awareness, protection, acknowledgement, trust. All those elements are part of that conversation. And he looks at her, and suddenly he has this idea. He doesn't communicate this verbally because it's coming through feelings. It's coming through his heart. And he says, in the next lifetime, when we're together, we're going to experience the same thing. So time passed by and both of them die. And a few years after that, they come back and they meet each other again in another lifetime. And in this other lifetime, it's the same thing. They meet each other. They create this beautiful life, this connection cell to cells, right? When you are in your energy of your heart, your cells communicate with the cells of the person that you love. And things are changing. The world is changing. You know, one of the things that I call contamination or judgment, you know, the low choices that we make to create the low choices that we can make can contaminate the world. Low choices being resentment, hate, betrayal. So things are changing. Their love, the last few years, even though they stay together, it kind of gets to be heavy because they're not communicating cells to cells, right? Like they used to be. And so, but they still look at each other, and he still looks at her and he says, "There's another lifetime." So they come back to the following lifetime, and because they love that they have each other, the cells connecting to the universe manage for them to get together. But in this lifetime, he doesn't remember her. Energetically, the love, the contamination is so strong. So they meet each other one day when he was, let's say, in New York, right? He's buying a newsletter from the street, and then she passes by. He looks at her, and they just don't remember each other. She remembers some of it, some of the feeling, but she's so preoccupied with everything that's going on in this three-dimensional world that they don't connect. So but something happens with him, and by the time that he's 21, 22, he's creating anxiety, because this is the story of anxiety, right? Something is missing. Genetically, he feels like he cannot complete. And so it's because energetically he is looking for her. His frequency cannot go into what he wants to go because he cannot find the balance of this change of love, the giving and receiving of love that they had for so many years. So his body is being afraid, his body looking for a completion. So my light worker says when he defines anxiety, the way how he defines anxiety is the feelings, the emotions that are in your body that are looking for completion, and they cannot find completion, and they go into fear, and they go into emptiness. So with this story, eventually these people will meet in the future and possibly be in a world where people are more awakened to bring the clearing our environment for the low frequencies, and they'll get back to be together, and they will continue their journey and be together. But what about the anxiety that we suffer here? Because we can relate, everybody can relate to this story. When you are nervous, when you have anxiety, which eventually can manifest in diseases, it's because we don't have to go as far as other lifetimes. But let's just look into the things that you can complete in this lifetime. And the need and the desire to complete those things are what's being manifested in anxiety. And so one of the things that we can see that we have not complete can be not going to the college or not be able to go to the university. If I have gone to college, my life will be differently. If I have married a woman, my life will be different. Or if I have no move, or if I haven't go into addictions or drugs or whatever it is, then my life will be different, right? That's the conversation. But in our minds, but there's conversations inside of ourselves in the same way. The cells are constantly eating energy. They're constantly eating energy. And that's how they complete things. And if they're not getting the nutrition energetically of completion, then they go into anxiety. So they look for other sources to be able to completely balance that. But my teacher is saying today, your assignment is to go and look into the things that you couldn't complete in the past. and try to complete those energetically. For instance, if I look into my energy and I'm feeling anxiety, then I get to ask myself, why am I feeling that anxiety? And the sadness will come, and you will remember the experience. Let's say you may remember that, oh, if I had taken that job, maybe I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So what the cells are looking for is to complete that story, to complete that connection. So you can say inside yourself, whatever it is, I want to complete that right now with the energy of love. You don't have to understand everything. Just bring the energy of love and telling yourself everything is going to be okay. With that small conversation, you're feeding the energy of the cells are requiring for. And then you can stop the energy of the anxiety. Start nurturing yourself in the conversation that everything is going to be okay. One way or another, the universe will find a way, like in the story of these two beautiful people, that they will find themselves in the future. Everything is like that in life. Everything gets to be complete. You just have to have the desire to complete that. So now that we have learned from the energy of anxiety, I'm sure there is another energies that you can replace that with as well. You know, the energy of I am happy, I acknowledge everything that I have around me. And then you can start changing your life to those new frequencies. That's very, very important when you are in the energy of anxiety and your stress or your worry. Go into the source of what is the problem and complete that by saying everything is going to be okay. You're bringing the energy of hope, and that can be the beginning of a beautiful journey. So with that said, I want you to have a wonderful week. This is what my light worker is saying. And my heart goes for you with each one of you. And you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And with me, also, I wish you to have a wonderful week. And thank you for listening to this message today.
You have been listening to My Life as an Inca Shaman. For more information about our programs, please visit our website, www.elenaradford.com.